Welcome to Praying Through the Bible, number 26, Exodus 4, verse 27 through chapter 12, verse 21. A prayer of a transforming servant. Not a born leader, watching Moses grow into a servant leader is humbling, stressful, and shaming. If an 80-year-old man can change, then so can I. What's the secret? Serving, believing, affiliating, interceding, and submitting. Placated by grace, Exodus chapter 4, verses 29 through 30, shows us that then Moses and Aaron went and assembled all the Israelites, their elders. Aaron repeated everything the Lord had said to Moses, chapter 4, verse 29 through 30. Notice, Aaron is the front man. Before Pharaoh, Aaron repeats Moses' words from the God of Israel, the God of the Hebrews, chapter 4, verses 1 and 3. Before the first plague, Yahweh exclaims, "Say whatever I command you." Then Aaron, your brother, must declare it to Pharaoh, chapter 7, verse 2. Notice the order: God to Moses, Moses to Aaron, Aaron to Pharaoh. Not only is Aaron the speaker, unlike as originally planned, it's Aaron performing the powerful wonders, not Moses, chapter 4, verses 2 through 4. Aaron's staff turns into a serpent, chapter 7, verse 9. Staffs are a symbol of power in Egypt. Serpents are a part of their culture. Pharaoh's magicians mimic the miracle. God turns Moses' weakness into Moses' strength. Watch how. Pharaoh isn't performing the miracles, his servants are. In the eyes of Pharaoh, Moses is as to him as Aaron is to Pharaoh's magicians. Wow. This fulfills another promise from God. See, I have made you like Pharaoh, and Aaron, your brother, will be your prophet. Chapter 7, verse 1. Never cease to be amazed and impressed by how our God can turn our failures into his successes. Aaron again uses his staff to bring on the first and second plagues, chapter 7, verse 19, chapter 8, verses 5 through 16. One could say that the plagues of Egypt are caused by a staph infection. Notice the transformation after the plague of the frogs. First, Pharaoh begs Moses to intercede in prayer for him, chapter 8, verse 8. Second, Moses speaks to Pharaoh directly, chapter 8, verse 9. Has Moses figured out if he can speak directly to God, he can speak to anyone? Third, Moses claims oneness with Israel. There is no one like the Yahweh, our God, chapter 8, verse 10. The man of heavy tongue and mouth, chapter 4, verse 10. And uncircumcised lips, chapter 6, verse 12 and 30, is disappearing, changing, transforming right before Pharaoh's eyes and ours and his own. After the fourth plague, Moses himself audaciously warns Pharaoh must not act deceptively again. Chapter 8, verse 29. In the sixth plague, bulls, Moses finally gets directly involved in the miracle along with Aaron, throwing soot up into the air, chapter 9 and verse 10. The seventh plague, hail, another transformation. Only Moses stretches out his staff, not Aaron, chapter 9, verses 22 through 23. For the eighth, the locust, again, Moses and not Aaron bodily brings on the curses or plagues, chapter 10, verses 12 to 13, followed by praying again, chapter 10 and verse 18. The ninth plague continues this transformation, this transition, chapter 10, 21 through 22. But notice something else ends. No more mediating prayers. With no more prayers interceding and being requested by Pharaoh, Pharaoh defiantly demands, "Make sure you never see my face again or you will die." Chapter 10, verse 28. Moses, not Aaron, declaratively predicts, "As you have said, you will never see my face again." Chapter 10, verse 29. We'll end this transformation as we began, but with a profound difference. Then Moses summoned all the elders of Israel and said to them, chapter 12, verse 21, Did you notice the difference, the change? Change comes from serving, believing, affiliating, interceding, and submission. Moses, the man powerful in his speech and actions, chapter 7, verse 22, is born. What is our prayer challenge? Pray for uncomfortable change, to be more successful and a more submissive servant by believing, affiliating as one, interceding for others in prayer, even our enemies, and submitting even before we think we are ready. That is praying through the Bible, number 26, Exodus 4, verses 27 through chapter 12, verse 21. A prayer of a transforming servant. If this has been a blessing to you, please share. And now you can see it on my YouTube channel. Thank you very much.